Welcome back, science fans. Today I have something truly impressive to show you. I think you're really going to enjoy it, and something you may not know a lot about. Take a look at that. I'm so embarrassed. That did not work out the way it was supposed to. I'll be honest with you. The chest tattoo, I got that while I was in prison when I was young. You do dumb things. Anyway, let's try that again. Here, a little deeper. Oh, still not enough. One more time. This time it's going to work. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, today's topic, the digestive system. As you may or may not know, one of my favorite things is cheeseburgers. Now, the question is, what happens to this marvel of nature after it's taken into the body? Well, there are 4 steps to digestion. The first one is ingestion. And basically, that's just taking a big bite and taking it into the body. The second step is digestion. And that's where the body breaks it down by 2 ways. Mechanical digestion, that's where we're chewing it up. And secondly, chemical digestion. We'll talk more about both of those in a second. The third step is absorption, where your body takes the nutrients it wants out of the digestive system into the blood and takes it to other parts of the body where it needs it. The last step is egestion, and that's where it gets rid of the waste we're talking about. So let's take a closer look at what happens when we eat these cheeseburgers. Digestion begins in the mouth. The mouth is essentially just the entry point to the digestive tract for food. You take it into your mouth and you begin to chew. Your teeth are there to help in mechanical digestion. Your teeth are different shapes because they accomplish different tasks. Some are, for biting, some are for grinding. Basically though, mechanical digestion is taking food and smashing it into smaller and smaller pieces to increase the surface area. Surface area is very important for digestion. What we're trying to accomplish through creating smaller and smaller particles of food is to expose more of the food to the acids and enzymes that are going to break it down further in the digestive tract. So that's why surface area is pretty important in the mouth. In the mouth, there are saliva glands. Saliva glands produce saliva. Makes sense. Saliva contains digestive enzymes which start to chemically break down food right away in the mouth. As well, it helps to soften the food because it's wet and makes it easier to swallow. The tongue, also an important muscle in the mouth, helps to move food around and push it into place on your teeth so it can be chewed up, and then helps it to aid in swallowing by pushing it to the back of the throat. So the tongue also playing a role in digestion. The next phase of digestion is to move the food, which is now called a bolus. So the ball of food, given a name called the bolus, and it's going to move down the esophagus. Here we go. Whee! The esophagus is about 25 centimeters long in the average person. What happens is this food needs to be forced down the esophagus. Gravity helps a little bit, but the esophagus is a muscular tube, and it will squeeze in a rhythmic pattern called peristalsis to move the food along. Let's take a look at peristalsis now. That's what goes on in your body every single time you're eating. Pretty neat, huh? At the end of the esophagus, we move through a sphincter into the stomach. Now your stomach is a muscular ball which can squeeze and smash up the food. So there's also mechanical digestion going on in the stomach. However, the stomach also contains gastric juices which include pepsin, hydrochloric acid, water, and the goal is to smash this food up into sort of a soft, slimy mess called chyme, and that's going to be passed along. If you've ever thrown up, you've seen what chyme looks like. It's not too pretty. The walls of your stomach are coated with mucus, and that's to help it from digesting itself, because that acid's really strong. If you put it on your skin, you'd get burned. So the mucus is there to protect your stomach. When that stomach mucus breaks down and isn't produced sufficiently, you can get an ulcer, which is sort of burning holes in the side of your stomach. Anyway, the stomach smashes that food up through chemical and mechanical digestion. After the stomach, the chyme moves into the small intestine. The first phase of the small intestine, called the duodenum, is responsible for neutralizing the acid that comes out of the stomach. So now it's neutral and isn't going to hurt the small intestine. Now the small intestine is given its name because it's small in diameter, not because it's short. In fact, it can be up to 7 meters long in adult humans. The small intestine is lined with villi, which are tiny little finger-like projections, and off those are called microvilli, further little projections. And the goal of these things is to increase surface area, so there's more spots for the food to be absorbed through. So anywhere we can absorb nutrients, we basically increase the amount of space by having all these finger-like projections. Take a look at the side here, we'll show you what it looks like. And if we extended it all straight, it would be much longer. So we're increasing surface area again, but this time to increase our ability to absorb the food. Up to 90% of digestion takes place in the small intestine. After the small intestine, the chyme now moves into the large intestine. It's called the large intestine because it's about 8 centimeters in diameter compared to 2.5 centimeters in diameter for the small intestine. It's only about 1.5 meters in length though. Now, in the large intestine, its primary job is to reabsorb water. Your body doesn't want to lose out on water because it's so important. So it's going to pull the water out, and that's going to help to form feces, okay? Sort of solid up your poop. If you've ever had diarrhea, basically it didn't get that water reabsorbed. It was just dumping things out. The large intestine is also responsible for forming some vitamins and just finishing up the last little bit of food digestion. But most of it's happened by this point. Again, the most important thing is to reabsorb that water. After the large intestine, I think you know what's left. That's right, it's time to move that formed up feces into the rectum to be stored until it's time to pass out the anus as poop. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, my time is up. Bye for now. We'll see you later.